True.
Can I ask you a question?
We don't do it.
Are Israel committing You're a puppet.
That's what you are. And you were cannon fodder, used and abused, and their lives are destroyed, their trauma is deep. You are a mercenary for the banksters.
Or did you think that this is the only way to get a Camaro?
In the Bible, it says, "Thou shalt give Israel missiles."
Is that tax deductible?
Yeah, it's I am vampirically stealing from you your life.
I understand.
Is that okay? So there we go.
Like, I feel like if Israel falls, it could mean the end for Western civilization.
And I don't think that's at all exaggerating.
That's true.
Because what happens? Israel goes, next it's Sweden, Germany, Italy.
I mean, you guys are making a joke out of it, but I'm serious.
It's what radicalized you into your Zionism.
Probably that the attack with the paragliders and the go-karts that was real.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I knew I had to rise up and defend Israel.
It is true in some real sense that the fate of the world depends on the decisions of the people of Israel, just as the fate of the world depends.
The fate of the world depends upon Israel thriving.
He's literally doing this and then this.
He's Narutoing it. And then this. What does that mean? Off the devil?
Yeah, and then like a fireball.
It's and like then a fireball.
Kamehameha or something.
Yeah, he needs a talking to.
So Lucifer is the morning star, and he's the angel of the untrammeled intellect.
If he's the morning star, what do you do in the morning after the morning star rises? You wake up.
Right.
Woke.
Right.
This is Israeli Defense Comics #2, sequel to the original Israeli Defense Comics, which was awesome. Loved it. Which is also, it's called Every Comic. Israeli Defense Comics #2 features the Jewish superhero Magen, which I'm sure if you put the word Magen through some kind of filter, you get numbers that equate to Satan. Oh, they're so sneaky, because everything spells out Satan. Oh my gosh, they're so smart, because you can take letters and make them spell numbers? Oh, you can put a pentagram in the street plan? Oh my God, that's so amazing, because streets are lines and you can make the lines be a pentagram.
Why the algorithms seem to be pushing anti-Jewish narratives all of a sudden. It's got to be playing into their hands somehow, right?
I think it's slipped out of their control. I think Elon buying X. Anytime you have any place that's even remotely free speech, you're going to get leaks.
TikTok, surprisingly, even though TikTok is the worst app ever, it was overwhelmingly pro-Palestine, and people were, seeing the images going on TikTok, and TikTok controls the youth. It was so bad that Jonathan Greenblatt went to the Israeli government and said, we got to do something about TikTok because the young generation are totally, figuring this out. And then the letter to America by Osama bin Laden that went viral on TikTok. We remember, because we're a little bit older, the war on terror and the propaganda and anthrax and, everything else. We remember living through that like, oh my God, they hate us because we're free. But these young guys don't.
They're brand new.
They're brand new. So they're able to look at 9/11 and everything that happened with a new set of eyes. Meanwhile, for us, it was suppressed. We didn't see any of this shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything synthetic about it or that plays into their hands. I think
I think they're going to bring the censorship back soon enough.
The people who are like out in the streets rallying against Israel, the reason for that is they are just convinced that Israelis and Jewish people are just white people, and it's safe to attack white people. Like, I don't think they draw a distinction between whites and...
What I predict is gonna happen is I think, already Israel spent a bunch of money into YouTube and Google and X and everything else like that to get more pro-Israeli voices out there. As you can see, they're paying like $7,000 per post for some of these people.
See the AFPAC commercial? It's all AI generated.
Yep, the new APAC commercial, yeah.
AIPAC is leading the fight in Washington to secure the future of the U.S.-Israel relationship.
Before the censorship clamps down, I think the use of the openness of Jew criticism will be used against us, because it's like, well, look, they said this or that, sympathizing with terrorists, whatever it may be, but like using the sort of, okay, everybody could say whatever bad words you want for a little bit, and then holding them against it. That would be terrifying.
They say that when there's white men in the recruiting ads, that means we're going to war.
Yeah.
And I think there's a hidden truth in there. When they want to get everybody back on board with the system, you get like Mark Zuckerberg getting a haircut and waving the flag and saying, hey guys, I'm like a libertarian now. And people are so quick to uncritically say, oh, all right, Zuckerberg's red pilled now. He went to the gym and now he's couldn't avoid being based, you know? Last year, everybody uncritically accepted, oh, Silicon Valley's red-pilled now, like Joe Rogan's red-pilled now. And a year later, obviously that's not the case. That was a big part of why I spoke out against Trump. It's like, do they need something from us? And this is an op to kind of reestablish legitimacy.
What would a soldier say if you were using 411 code or elite code, as they call it? I'm not enlisted, but I'm private, X1. Keep them off the plane. Keep them out of the country. The same exact immigration policy that Israel has. Only it would be a little more lenient because we're not poisoning Ethiopian people's food and giving them birth control without their consent or knowledge.
Injecting Ethiopians with birth control. This is a mainstream thing. You can look this up. If you're mentally right, it makes sense to somebody to want to have borders and to want to have a national identity. Even if I were sitting next to a very liberal Black Lives Matter type person right now, we could have some sort of discussion where they would at least understand that, like, I have a human motivation to want to have borders and like a cohesive identity.
They're protecting the border of the Chaz.
Yeah.
So we have some common ground.
But here's an idea. If there's a country or a region of people who hate our guts, don't let them on the plane. But no, they have rifles from the Cold War. These enemies, we have to go there and fight them with the greatest technology and the ultimate American gunfighter warriors for 40 years. Now that sounds like a badass battle. You're telling me that every soldier's backed up by $3.75 million of cutting-edge equipment? You've been fighting them for 40 years, and the best you can do is get your leg blown off and get cheated on? I don't mean to diminish the suffering that our people have been through, but goddamn, man, you should have known something was up when they killed Pat Tillman. Could there have been a clue there? Or did you think that this is the only way to get a Camaro? Could you have paid a little bit more attention to the nerd in school? Whatever little fragment of wisdom that you were exposed to as a teenager that could have possibly dissuaded you from being the guy that goes, oh yeah, I feel like if there were bullets flying over my head, I'd be totally straight. Which I've heard someone say that.
The truth is that you got fooled, motherfucker. You were a mercenary for the banksters. You were cannon fodder. You're one of the suicide victims, 22 a day and so forth. That's what you are, and you got used and abused. You were a idiot, Ken. The guys who lose their legs, the guys who become drug addicts because the military just doses them with a bunch of drugs, they're not winning. Their lives are destroyed. Their trauma is deep. Who wins? The bankers build the weapons that are then sold that we pay for with our taxes. We then invade countries. We destroy lives. We create hatred. We foster terrorism. Then they make money in the reconstruction after the war. And who's financing all of that? The bankers. So of course they love war.
I like soldiers and troop guys who they're like the most badass. They've killed thousands of people and they've had bullets whizzing over your head. If you talk to them on camera about Israel and tried to get them to commit to any type of opinion, they would turn into like pee-pee pants, poo-poo baby man.
They've done and seen stuff that I can't imagine, but they'd be shaking in their boots to like ever say anything negative about Jews.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If I ever see him, this will happen. On camera, I'll say, so what do you think about Jewish influence and power in academia, media, and finance? What do you think about that? He would go like this.
That doesn't seem tough.
He's got to retreat to his strong point.
We were in a 440 ATX. I killed everyone, and then I took their hats. Yeah. But can you imagine trying to get this guy to say anything serious about the capture of our government by this hostile foreign actor? It's not going to happen.
They're like tough guys. They're tough within a playpen.
Yes.
And the playpen is like, you can go brown people, you can do this like adventure stuff, but it's within this playpen and nobody like dares to go outside.
They will not touch it, dude. Like, come on, man. You guys know that our foreign policy is run by these guys. Like, come on. Like, we all have seen the clean break memo. We've all seen PDAC, the memo. Like, Pearl Harbor-like event in the year 2000, a year before 9/11. Like, come on, dude. Like, why the we go to Iraq? Made no sense. Anthrax? Nothing to do with it.
The only glorious war would be one truly defending your nation and your family and your children and your wives and, you know, all of that, your national integrity. But what war have we fought in the last century that has been a defensive war? Not a single one. They're all offensive wars. And in more recent history, the first war that I was in, that was the first step of the Greater Israel Project.
This comic book reimagines the golem myth set in modern day Israel. That's, I think, every day of 2015 onwards reimagines the golem myth set in modern day Israel, only it's set in the United States. You better be careful what you wish for.
Years old from the time their bar mitzvah all the way forever. The inside of
Freemasonry has about 1.3 million members in the U.S.
You got $3,600. Oh, let me guess. You add up 3611 and it spells out kill the right? They would go to that trouble. They would make a Kickstarter project and fund it with a specific amount of money to spell the phrase kill the.
Look at what they're doing, bro. What do you think about it, man?
About which part? About
they're
the
actually,
control?
dude. How much money do you make?
I make a good amount of money.
You're paying what, like five million in taxes?
I pay a lot of money.
So do you know that money's going to pay for genocide?
Is that tax deductible?
I mean, it is if you're if you're Boeing or Lockheed Martin or something. But like you and I are both paying for people to be genocided.
Yeah, it's
You know what you trade for money? You trade
Time.
your time, which is your life's blood.
Right.
So to some people, money's the root of all evil. Like, I understand that. Money's like gambling, cryptocurrency. There are parasitic ways to make money. But if you're a regular person, if you're working your ass off, if you have more than one job, if you have a family to feed, you're trading your time and your life's blood, your energy, what you have, what you've been given here on this earth, everything that you've been given, you're trading it for money so that you can use it to pay for rent, food, shelter, whatever, everything else, right?
Yeah.
If I make it so that this thing that you trade your life's blood for is worth half as much by printing more of it, by directly taxing you, the twin grist mills of taxation and inflation, I'm stealing from you your life.
I look at my tax bill and I look at the diamond level platinum protection that I get, where my motorcycle's being stolen by Mexicans and the police tell me that there's nothing they can do, even though there's security camera footage of the incident, and sending $1 trillion bajillion per week to Israel to pay for Hellfire missiles because they're so weak and unprotected. They need more and more missiles. In the Bible, it says, "Thou shalt give Israel missiles. Thou shalt give Israel all the missiles they need." And when I look at the amount of money that's from me, I say, you know what? I'm not paying enough. I'm not paying enough. I should be paying 75%.
Magen, the Shield of Israel. That's actually my name. I trademarked that, the Shield of Israel. I am the Shield of Israel. Okay? Booby, I am the Shield of Israel. This is trademark infringement. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue your family. I'm gonna sue you until you're living in a shed.
My name's Joshua Stallman.
Damn!
The Shield of Israel.
I'm getting hit with the Golem high beams.
Israeli Defense Comics #2 features the Golem myth reimagined in modern-day Israel.
That's every Marvel
The story
superhero.
begins with a mortar attack on the Israeli town of Sderot. Arrives to help and rescues a rabbi from a collapsing yeshiva. The rabbi instructs his student to create the Golem to protect the city and Israel. I want to thank all my fans who have supported me at conventions and lectures.
And thank you for bringing hellfire to my enemies for 6,000 years.
And that's the thing of all this that just sucks, I think. Yeah, there are definitely conversations that like I kind of like the stuff in Israel, and it's like you can't really, there's nothing in me that does not like Jewish people. I have tons of Jewish friends, but there are sort of, you know, things that happen geopolitically that, I kind of don't always speak on because I also don't know enough about the whole thing. That has been a feud for a long time.
So I don't care, and I'm not going to look into it. However, I saw one video, you know, those like open air prisons where they pack in Palestinian people.
Yeah.
They were having a barbecue outside this internment camp so that the smell of the food would make these starving Palestinian people hungry. And I saw that and I decided, you know what? I don't need to know about 6,000 years of history. I'm okay.